gosh, normally I'm not emotional when I first start, but you know, being in this room and seeing all these beautiful people, I'm telling you, how many people are so happy you're here today? I'm so blessed to be here. I'm so blessed that I went to that Women's Christian Retreat in Coleman, Alabama about 3 years ago, and little sweet Kim Gray and Eric Gray were there. They happened to be standing behind a little table, had all these little products. And so you see there at the Women's Christian Retreat, they were sharing and caring there. And that's what Kim was doing. So it was a 3-day women's retreat, and at that particular moment, she was sharing and caring. And so because of that, I saw that she had some products, and at the time I wasn't feeling all that great myself, and I was praying for something that made me feel better. So a lot of times the outside appearance might look like, you know, right? Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we all have our issues, whatever that might be, right? But somebody else looking in might think they've got it together. Well, they had people that were there, and they had scarves and hats, and so that was kind of like the intermission, you know, in between the 3-day retreat. And Kim and Eric were there, and they had their products, and I was going through the tables. And if you know my personality as a physical therapy, I'm a touchy-feely person, kind of like my little friend over here. So she's learning about that, right? But for those of us who are, you know, extroverts, we love that. We feed off the energy of that, right? And so that, you know, it helps to balance the individual. Now that you feel better, right? Because you're hugging and loving so much. We're good there. But for me, you know, I had a chance opportunity to be able to see the products and the other girls that were selling things, and I really wasn't interested in scarves and hats at the time. I was really interested in helping myself feel better. Claiming 60 in February. I have a 15-year-old son, and I was trying to keep up, and I wasn't able to keep up. So I didn't recognize I had hormone imbalance going on. I had a lot of inflammation. I was tired. I was run down. But for the outside world that saw me, they thought that I had it together, and I was really feeling good. So I would go out and go. Everybody would see me going out and going. But then inside, you have to come back and retreat and kind of refuel. And so that's what I was doing at the time. But when Kim and Eric were there, and they had the product, and they were caring and sharing in a community setting, in a church setting, I said, I want what you got. So I had my credit card, and I ripped it out, and I said, I want to take your product right now. She said, that's my samples. Are you going to take them? I said, I got to have them today. So she turned around and looked at Eric, and I think they called Todd. This is her first little show. They're like, what do I do? He said, take your credit card. So I didn't know all that was going on behind the scenes, but I could tell she was a little timid a little bit, you know, and I was like, you know, it's all good. So anyway, so I took her product, got her phone number, and I took the product, and about 3 days later, it really did change my life. I mean, I swear to you, I don't know, it was 3 days. It's just magical for me. Everybody's different. Might take 30, might take 15 days, but she was sharing in a community setting. And so what I've done, I've taken that's kind of my topic, is how do I share? And I really do care. And if you have heard her story, which you have, you know somebody shared this with her and how it's changed your life. And now she's changed. How many people? Almost 2,000 plus? More that are really not even some of what's on her team, and other people want her to be on their team because she's so great. And so I just started sharing and caring. I took about 8 months before I really started doing that, because I really wanted to do my due diligence with the company and learn about it, make sure that it was pretty solid. And so I was just taking product and giving it away to people, let them try it. And then after about 8 months, I decided to do it as a business. And then so I just started going to all the conferences. I would never miss one. And the first one that I went to, I have to tell you that Kim, I met her 3 weeks. I told you in 3 days I felt better. And so I told her, I said, Kim, I said, honey, I said, I want to buy you a little happy, a little something. You made me feel great. You know, I want to buy you a little something. And she said, well, I don't want you to buy anything for me. She said, you know what? I'd like for you to come to Utah with me. We've got a big conference. She said, I want you to come there. That's really what I'd like for you to do. Guys, I had only known her 3 weeks. And I told my husband, I said, I don't know what it's about, this child, this chick, so she's a little bit younger. I said, I don't know what it is. I said, but I feel like this magical gravitational pull. Y'all ever feel that? Yeah. Yes. And so when you know, you know. You know, let's have an amen with that guy. So I said, Jeff, I mean, you know, Brad at the time was 13, I guess. Right? You know, I was begging for that baby. I got my 15-year-old now, right? I'm 16. I said, would you take care of Grant so I can go to Utah and see, you know, him? I said, I don't know her, but I said, I got to go. So So it was in my system at that point. So I went to go learn and do my research. And so I learned about the company. And then when I got back home, I really wanted to start sharing it with more people and doing it as a business. So I'm just telling you guys, everybody's still happy to be here, still happy to be here. I'm glad somebody told you about the opportunity. Yes. Happy somebody cared enough to share it with you. Yes. So we don't have any fear about sharing it with anybody because the science is there. You stand behind the science as a physician, physical therapist, talking to physicians, talking to the lay people and physicians. I have no problem sharing the ingredients, the product whatsoever.
Sure, but Dr. Roberts.
It is unbelievable. So Todd wanted me to talk a little bit about, I was a physical therapist for 25 years. I retired to have my son who's 15. So kind of gave up that career, double major, went UAB, went to Georgia State, loved all that, but I really went to bank. So I know a lot of different healthcare.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's great. That's a
Another block of girl.
So drum roll, that's a great drum roll. So to segue that into the fact that I knew I had a great product in my hand, nobody's fearful of sharing it. Right, I want to hear it. Nobody's fearful of sharing. Okay, so with that said, I said, oh my God, I said, the pain is gone. I mean, like 3 days, I felt so much better. I said, everybody's got to know about it. I got to call the pain center, Tennessee Valley Pain Center. So right there, go to try $3-5 million a year. I'm sure these doctors get. I said, the patient's got to know about it if I know it. So I called up the doctors because I've been in clinician for 25 years. I know most all the doctors here in town, right? Do you think I'm afraid to go talk to a doctor? No. So I'm not, especially knowing that the products are so great. And in 3 days, I felt better. So I thought about opioids. If there's an opioid epidemic around, right? So how about MOA? How can MOA help somebody? So I said, Todd, I made this appointment. You know, I don't know much about the company. I mean, I know enough about it to say it's a great product, but I didn't know how to present. So I'm like, okay, Todd's going to hold my hand. He's going to meet me up there at 7 a.m. in the morning. We went up there. He didn't know the doctor. So we had, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes at most because they were going in to do a procedure. So I was pulling in these doctors that I knew in the hall, right? Because I know them. Anyway, so we shared the opportunity of MOA, and then this doctor took a leap of faith. He said, I'll take 10 of the transformation pack, MOA, Rejuvenex, skinny drops. He gave them to 10 people for like a database test. His nurse, his wife, different people's mother. He said, I'm gonna try it on my mom for the MOA because she has inflammation. 74. I called him back about a week later after he got it. I wanted to know how he felt about it and he thought. And he, within a month, flew out to our next convention. And now he sells it out of his product, out of his office, and he helps other people. Isn't that great? Anything you want to add to that?
No, I think he said he sells about 700 bottles of probiotics a month now out of his practice. $75 a bottle, I think is what he sells it for.
Yeah.
What kind of doctor is it?
Pain doctor.
Pain doctor.
Pain doctor. So I just,
But he quit the hospital. He left $1 million salary to go out on his own so he could actually do the products.
We know that's kind of like Dr. Strand's story. I love hearing it. I don't get it done, but it's video.
So the bottom line is, I guess I'm going to just come back to the purpose of my talk because I could talk all day about the company, the product, the people. Brittany coming to my house, us pouring into her, loving on her and her husband Jeremy, and what she's done with her group of people. And this is a community. Our company is a partner with each other. I love the name. Initially, I was like, I wasn't sure, but we partner together in everything we do, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And so this is what the company's about, caring and sharing. And so caring amongst the circle of influence you have, and then reaching out into your community. And so with that, I guess I'll end it, but let you know that I'm honored and so proud to be a part of this company and your friends.